together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live and welcome back to some early plays to PimpSlap. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always on Wednesday nights with PimpSlap POD himself. What's good, Mike?
Let's go. We're trying to get that cash, man. We're coming off another decent week and looking to give you guys them early plays to PimpSlap. You know, guys, the deal here, less than 30 minutes. We're going to give you guys 6 plays to take a look at for this weekend. Let's get that cash. Let's get it rolling, my guy, Nick. I like the intro, by the way. New intro. Feeling it, man.
That's the intro we have for the ESB show. So I just thought, let me click that one for it now. But we'll head over to the chat, say hi, and then we'll get into the games. Picks from Dave at 8:21. So 42 minutes ago said first. All right. What's good, Nicholas Handy? And
Dave, you know, if you're not your first, you're last. We appreciate you being first, Dave.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
And we do not need this negative energy, Tim. So. With the Sabres going up 3-2 on the Flyers.
Oh, boy.
All right. But we'll get it started here with your matchup. I noticed me and you both did not pick a Power 5 game this week for some college football. We went to the Group of 5, which I love the Group of 5. American Athletic Conference matchup here for you. The Florida Atlantic Owls and the UAB Blazers. Owls 1.5-point favorites, total 60 in the spot. Where are you looking?
Yes, sir. You know, we've been slumming in some of these middle conference here, if you will. And last week, coming off a 2-1, got that Georgia spot, the Georgia teaser with Kansas. And, of course, the Southern Miss Fun Belt action came through with ease. Damn them Pittsburgh Steelers. After a 2-1 week, though, we're going to run it back here. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to go to this UAB matchup here. This is more of a fade for me against Florida Atlantic. You know, Florida Atlantic, after they blow a team out, they're 0-11 against the spread. Miserable. And what we have is 27% of the bets, 60% of the cash. Looking at that UAB side of things, and guess what happened? The line is moving down. They're seeing that cash coming in. Vegas is showing concern. They're saying, hey, we saw your 2.5. We're going to make it 1.5. And now they're starting to get cute with that money line. The money line is now minus 105. I still want the 1.5 in my pocket. I got that UAB spot here. Give me them Blazers, baby. Plus 1.5. Kick my card off. UAB Blazers plus 1.5. Nick, what do you got?
Yeah. Let me see what exactly I had this game at. Let me see.
I mean, it's a great battle. We got a 4-4 team in FAU. They just whooped up on Charlotte, but they struggled and lost outright against UTSA, who's got pretty much no offense. They whooped up on USF, and then they struggled to beat Tulsa. I think it's just a good spot here. UAB, then Blazers. Blazers got ran over, but they're coming off a bye week. So I feel like here's a spot where a team can get right. If you want to look at common opponents, UTSA, they lost to UTSA 41-20. Florida Atlantic lost to UTSA 36-10. At least UAB was able to put up more offense, and I feel like this is a game where we're going to need that offense here. Give me them Blazers.
Yeah, this was not a game that 100% got on my radar. I had this game around a 1.5, so I see about a 1.5 here. I see this game about right, actually, with it being a 1.5. So this was not a game particularly on my radar. These were two teams I was looking, I think, in the beginning of the year to struggle, moving up from Conference USA to the American Athletic Conference. And I said that with a few teams that were making the transition from CUSA to AAC, is that they were going to struggle against the AAC teams, because generally Conference USA is, I want to say, the worst of the Group of 5, if not the second worst compared to the MAC. But this was not a game that I'm personally getting involved with. But I'll take a look at another Group of 5 matchup here, where we have the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina and the Old Dominion Monarchs here in this spot. Yeah, quite the matchup here in this spot. And actually, I think I had the wrong play typed in. Yep, I typed in the wrong play. I'm not on the side that I typed in earlier there. I haven't bet this game yet, but I'm going to. I just typed in the wrong side because I read my spreadsheet wrong. Let's get into this. We have the 5-3 Coastal Carolina Chanticleers and the 4-4 Old Dominion Monarchs. And I did catch a ticket with these Monarchs last week. I had them plus the 21 against it was James Madison. And they almost won that on outright. I had obviously because I'm a psychopath. I had a small piece of Monarchs money line at 825. They almost pulled it off. They had a chance. They had the ball driving at the end of the game, and they turned the ball over, and that was it. But they did cover the 21. And now after that big almost outright win, generally we see teams struggle when they go up against a bigger school, almost come up with the victory, and then fall short. And I like Coastal in this spot here. I read my spreadsheet wrong. I had Coastal around a 5-point favorite in this game. So seeing them, I think this line dropped a little bit because people are seeing what the Monarchs did last week, almost knocking off the undefeated James Madison Dukes. And I think that we're going to see some value here at the Chanticleers in this spot. So I'm looking at Coastal here in this spot, laying the point, money line it, whatever you feel like doing. But I'm looking at Coastal here. That should be around a 4 or 5 point favorite.
Interesting. After a team comes off a huge play like they did with ODU, do you want to run them back? Are they going to have magic and lightning in a bottle 2 weeks in a row? I'm not sure, but I think the motivation spots for Coastal as well. I mean, they need to get back on the winning stride here, and bowl game eligibility is in question. I'm not mad at that play. I get down with Coastal Carolina. I made some money this year with Old Dominion, but I just think I think they're outmatched here, top to bottom in this game, and I don't disagree with you. I think Coastal's going to put it to them. I bet you they win by a touchdown. I could get with the touchdown.
I like it. We'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into the NFL. Big O in the chat. What's good, Big O? Dial on. What's good?
Dial on.
Yeah. I saying, wait, what is this channel? I have no idea what this channel is. We'll figure it out. Tim saying
figure it out as we go, baby.
Tim, they were the fairy roosters. That's what the Chanticleers are. They're fairy roosters, but not the rainbow chickens. Come on, if you're gonna make the joke, at least make it right. Sounds like Renaissance teams. Could see that. Mel saying banged up Makar, banged up Byram, and Prozvetsov making his first start for the Avs. Don't bet them tonight. I'm sitting on St. Louis plus 201. I did bet the Blues today. So I did take a shot with them. And then I saying, okay, Avs minus 10.5 then. But we will get into the professional ranks now with this beauty of a matchup here. We have the Washington Commanders, who were active during the trade deadline, not in the positive way. They got rid of Montez Sweat. They got rid of Chase Young. They sold a few pieces, and they're now 3-point underdogs against the New England Patriots. Total 41 in this game. Feels like the Commanders have maybe given up on the year. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think it was interesting to see what happened at the trade deadline. Not surprising. You lose a couple of games to your conference opponents. You're no longer in the driver's seat. You're not running on top of the division. They lost to the Giants of all teams, 14-7. They lost to the Eagles a couple weeks before that, 34-31. Not a good spot. Then they came back off another divisional loss, 38-31. They played hard against them Eagles. They always show up against Philadelphia, but they tipped their hand to us at this trade deadline. They got rid of their big pieces. Now, some of it was contractually driven. I know Young was a big salary expense, but I just feel like they tipped their hand here. They said, we're selling at the deadline. We're out of this thing. And then I looked over on the other side of it, and I saw Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, tough loss against Miami, but a big win against the Bills. Struggled against a couple of opponents before that. Bill's not ready to throw in the towel. And as a matter of fact, when you look at Bill Belichick as a home favorite, he's coming off a divisional home loss, right? Very much the case against Miami Dolphins. 21-2, this guy against the spread, and he's whooping them up. I think this is an adjusted spread spot here. The average score is 30-12 in the spot that Bill Belichick faces here, coming off that divisional home loss. Do I want to go full 18? No. but I might be comfortable laying -10, -12. Same thing with that UAB spot, a -6, a -7. I think these are both adjusted spread games. I think the Patriots put it to the boys. They put the boots to face, boot to ass, and they continue to find a way to get it done. Bill Belichick doesn't have any quit in his game, and it might be the Bill Belichick farewell tour. So he's not going to give up. He wants to play hard. He wants to get this job done. And again, the fact that it's 21-2 against the spread with a comfortable margin of victory at almost 18 points, I got to take those New England Patriots -3. I even saw the line move to half a point. They're still saying, hey, Washington can get it done. Sam Howell, I don't think so. Give me the New England Patriots -3.
Yeah, my numbers have the Patriots as at a 4-point spread is the number I came up with this game. So it's a small lean towards New England right now. I can definitely see a spot where they take advantage of it. And I think the Commanders are finally becoming that team that I thought they were going to be heading into the season, and that's the worst team in this division. And I still do think that the Washington Commanders are the worst team in this division. We saw them lose to the Giants. So I do think that they are going to sink. So I think I might actually get involved with this game. I want to see if this moves down to a 2.5. I actually saw it move up to a 3.5 on some books. I don't think it's going to move that way. So I think that this line might be 3.5, 4 by kickoff. So this may be a spot where you want to early bet this game because it's going to be a 3.5, 4 by kickoff. I actually saw on Bet Online it was a 3.5 at even money when I typed up this game, and I saw other books at 3. So shop around because this line could be 3.5, 4, which we know in the NFL that's a key number.
I want to put it out there. Let me get it in the ether. Let me pull this number up here while we're having this conversation. Let me go to this Patriots game. Patriots commies, aka the Commanders. If you wanted to adjust the spread and you wanted to take the Patriots, the biggest number I can get on the book right now, let's say it was 14. You can go Patriots -14 at +344. There, I put it in the ether. It's out there in space. Make sure you guys take a look at that adjusted spread number. There's some good money to make on this game. And it is at the behest of the Washington Commanders. Let's go Patriots. Get this money.
That's quite a number there, +344 for an extended spread like that. So don't hate it. We'll move into my game. Yeah, we'll move into my game, which we're going to go out of the United States for this one here with the Germany game. This is in Munich. And wow, the first thing I saw when I saw this was the Germany game is, wow, the NFL really fucked over London, giving them the Jaguars and the Falcons. And then Germany gets the Dolphins and the Chiefs. I mean, Germany got it good for these international games. And the Chiefs are -1, total of 51 in this game. And I feel like this is a very similar cap to a couple weeks ago when the Dolphins went into Philadelphia and lost by double digits, and a very similar cap to earlier in the season when they went into Buffalo and lost by 28 points. The Dolphins don't play well against good teams. Plain and simple. My number for this game was, where is it? KC -4. So I actually have them this as one of my wider spreads of the wider values of the thing. And I don't understand why this line is dropping. And I can get a pick 'em price here. And I know probably people are reacting to the Chiefs are coming in off of that bad loss against the Broncos of all teams. And the Dolphins are coming in off of a nice win against the Patriots. But this line is just, I think, a steal for the Chiefs. I get it. It's a neutral site game. It's in Germany. But I do like the Chiefs to take care of business here. And I just don't trust the Dolphins against legit competition. Because we've seen this before. The two good teams that they've played, they've lost both those games by double digits. So you want to pull a Mike M and pull an extended spread here, the Dolphins can lose this game by double digits. So I like the Chiefs here in this spot at a pick and price.
My question is, who's not playing? Why did the line open at -5? It dropped all the way down to -1.5 here. You got 75% of the bets, 95% of the cash on this thing, and it's dropped like a rock in the ocean here. I don't understand that number at all. I'm inclined to lean your direction as well, especially recognizing that Mahomes came off that flu game. It wasn't his best performance against Denver. Maybe it's because it's extended travel. They had to fly from Denver in the snow, and now they have to go all the way out to Germany. But They're not flying commercial. They're flying in a chartered jet. They got all the amenities at their disposal. He's going to be on, I'm sure he's going to be on IV fluids and everything else that goes into this game. The number that I looked at when I saw this game, kind of pre-situation, international games, the number to keep your eye on is 50. When these games drop below 50, aka a 49.5, they go over. And when they're over 50, in this case here, it's 50.5, they go under. So we've got 27% of the bets and 81% of the total on this under. It's fallen a point already. It's likely to believe that it could continue to fall. And if it does, it's going to be catching the best of that number when it comes to an over. So that's where I'm going to have my eyes on it. I might even, depending on where that 49.5 falls, I might even look to tease this thing and take the Chiefs. Give me them Chiefs at like a plus 3.5 or 4, and then give me that over. It'll be like, 45, 44s, something like that in the over. I think that's an easy spot for us to cash here. But I like the Chiefs to bounce back here. I don't know about these Dolphins. They've been getting beat up when they play quality competition, and I think that carries true to Germany. I don't think there's any reason to believe that the Germany Schnitzel is going to treat them Dolphins any better than what they're getting already in the NFL. So I like your spot there. I like the Chiefs.
Yeah, does it worry you a little bit though when you mentioned the over there? When we've had a really strong historical trend with these international games staying under the total, because I cashed every under in the London games, like that those were complete money. Like when you bet those unders in these international games so far this season, does that worry you at all? Looking at, and it's probably that why you're looking to tease the total rather than just taking the over 50.5 right now.
Well, I was looking to tease the total more so to get the Chiefs at a plus number spot than I was worried about the total itself. I still think that we're going to see, again, if it gets under 49 or if it gets under 50, we see these games go over. And both these teams are more than capable. The Chiefs game last week, you had Mahomes sick. You had that snow factor, first snow game of the year. And the Dolphins are capable of putting up 25, 30 points on their own. So, I kind of like the spot. It was more for me with the teaser to be able to capture a lower number, which looks great, but then to get them Chiefs at plus money here in case it is a tight game, right? If the Dolphins come back, I mean, the number dropped from 5 to 1.5 in spots and even lower. Somebody thinks that the Dolphins are a potential live spot here. I don't think 1.5 is enough. I think the Chiefs money line, I think the Chiefs win it outright, but I wanted to get that over the field goal number on my side with the teaser when I was looking at the over.
Fair enough. Yeah. I have to take a little deeper look into why this line's dropped, but my number says, yeah. We'll head back to the chat here. Fairy Roosters, my bad. Forgot. I knew you remember. Yeah, because we were making jokes driving down to Birmingham, figuring out what the hell a Chanticleer was.
Is it a fairy rooster? Is that a true story?
It was a fairy tale. I have to look it up again. What is a Chanticleer?
It's a losing football team is what it is.
Yeah, they did lose that game for sure. It is a proud and fierce rooster. Okay. Uh-huh.
Well, proud.
Sure.
Proud, aka, I got it. I got it. That makes sense. I'm with you guys. I'm with you fully all the way.
Ice saying take the commies. Patriots suck. I'm being serious, by the way. And there you go. Ron Rivera record against Bill. I think Rivera has a winning record against us. I don't know that. Giants are still in the NFC East, right? Commies are better than New York.
We're about to be
relegated. Scoreboard, by the way, Tim. Scoreboard. Commies are better than the Giants. The Giants beat them with a fucking backup quarterback. So I don't know what you're talking about there. Germany hates Dolphins.
CMI brought up a good point, though, his recent comments as because Tyreek Hill revenge game, that's a good point, that Tyreek Hill revenge spot. We know Tyreek Hill's capable of going off. So if he gets 2 or 3 touchdowns, I like that over even more. Let's go.
Yeah, just an FYI. Mike is motivating me. Pat took Pat's minus 6.5 plus 150. Got some nice plus money there.
Big O.
Yeah. Casey 100% for Tim. Chiefs minus 10.5. Got it. Germany loves the Patriots. That's why I said they hate the Dolphins. Got it. Tatar and Druan bench tonight. Riley Tulfi playing on the second line. You can get. I heard Babano mention that during the Ice Guys show today. That was his bargain bin play was that guy there, Riley Tulfi.
I love those bargain bin looks he gives us.
Yeah, because Tyreek can. Did you look at the standings? Yes. but head to head, they won. And if you looked at the strength of schedule that the Commanders have had this year, you can look at it with, I think they've had 1 or 2 decent games. The rest have been from a bakery because they're cupcakes. So Hill anytime touchdown and KC money line. That feels counterintuitive, but we'll get into teaser time here, and we'll have you kick it on off here. What is your teaser for this week?
Teasers have been running hot. I think it's 4 or 5 in a row now. Might be 5, maybe even 6 in a row. I'll have to look it up for the next show. But I've been staying in college football, kind of staying in that lane. But I'm switching over to the NFL this week here, and I got 2 spots here. I'm trying to channel my inner Nick Earle here, and it's a quarterback changeup on the Atlanta Falcons spot. Minnesota, clearly the issue that they had with Kirk Cousins this past week, the Achilles factor. He's getting advice from Aaron Rodgers, which, in all fairness, is a good guy to listen to because he's on pace to start in a couple of weeks. So with all due respect, that's certainly not necessarily a long-standing injury, but they made that big trade to Dobbs. I would imagine they have to play Dobbs this week because who the hell else is on your roster to get
Jaron Hall.
Start?
It's going to be Jaron Hall. They've already announced it. Because, if you think about it, Dobbs is not going to be ready yet on an extremely short week.
He's an aerospace engineer, though. He's ready for the second.
I've already seen they've confirmed Jaron Hall, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
But what I do like, though, as well on the other side of things here is when you're looking at the Atlanta side. I'm a week early on my call. I said that they were tired of Ritter and his crap out there in Atlanta. The wide receivers were fed up with it. They've subbed him out last game, and they said they're going to Heineke this week as well. I like that quarterback changeup. 63% of the money, or 63% of the bets, 40% of the cash. And I like the kicking. I just like the Falcons all around in this spot here. I think the Falcons, give me that plus 1.5. Yeah, they just have to win, but they can still lose by 1 and get this job done. I like the swap out. I cannot imagine a scenario where Minnesota finds a way to get it done. On the other side of things, with the Titans, a great number I like with the Titans, when you have a team that's averaging less than 17 points, and they're in a game where the line is greater than 5 points here in this spot, 24-50 against the spread. It's more of a fade than it is a play on the Titans. I like the fade on the other side of the equation, and I like giving myself them Titans and getting them extra points. So I had to jump on the Titans here. I like the Titans at plus 8.5. I like that Falcons plus 1.5. 2 plus money or plus line spots here where I think both teams are capable of winning this games outright, but I'm going to take that 8.5 on the Titans. Give me that for the second leg of the teaser.
Yeah, I still got to look a little bit deeper into this, into that Vikings game. That one's going to be kind of interesting. It's a 38 now. I wanted to look at maybe the under in that game, but who knows?
It's falling, dude. It's still falling. There's 37.5.
That total is just plummeting.
Dropping.
Which I fully understand. The Vikings have been a really good under team so far this season. And now they have a backup quarterback, and they're going to – I don't know how well that passing game is going to look. And it's going to be a running game led by Alexander Madison, who hasn't done anything this season. So I need to take a deeper look into that. At 4.5, I don't see the Falcons blowing them out. No. So I can see this game being a field goal type of game. So I don't know. Yeah, depending on what the number is when I get around to betting that game, I may take a shot with the Vikings plus the points. I don't know yet. So, and the Titans, who are they playing? I forgot who they're up against here.
Titans are playing the Steelers on Thursday night. It's a tomorrow game.
That's right. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I don't see the Steelers blowing anybody out. And that total at a 37, you guys know I'll be on the under because it's a primetime game. It is a very low total. I agree with it actually being a very low total because both these offenses are anything less than stellar. Obviously, This will be the first true test for Will Levis as well because he did look really good last week at home. Let's see what he does on the road in prime time and things along those lines. We'll see. I don't really have a side for that game at the moment. My numbers have this game around at 2.5, so I think that's about correct.
They had faked this last week with that Levi thing too, or the Levis, whatever his name is there. They said they were going to kind of split time with both these quarterbacks, and he just came out there and he kept finding who did he find? He found Nux. He found DeAndre Hopkins all over the field. they look like a young version of Randy Moss and Tom Brady catching balls all over the place. So hopefully we see a little bit more of the same here against the Steelers. Whack them Steelers right around after they lost for me last week.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to mine here. I cashed with this first team last week, had a little money line action too. People were laying points with the Texans on the road. And I get it. It was the Panthers, but still, I had the Panthers plus 3.5 in money line last week. They came through for me here. I like them up and over the
first win of the season, right? That was the first win of the season.
First win of the season. Cashed a nice little money line ticket on them here, and very similar to last year. I have this game, or last game. I have this game at a pick'em, and I see value on Carolina. I'm going to get them up and over the touchdown here at the 8.5. I realize with most of my teasers here, they're mostly these small dogs getting them up over a touchdown. I've had, I think, one favorite that I've teased down. It's been mostly dogs teasing them up, especially when I have this game at a pick'em. I don't see Minshew in that. I don't see Minshew being in that Colts team being able to blow anybody out. And it's not because of the offense. The offenses look good. I may look at an over in that game, by the way, too, at this Carolina Colts, because the Colts have been an over machine right now. But on the flip side, that defense is not worth laying type of points, though. So I'll take up and over a touchdown there. And I know a lot of people are already on the opposite side of me on this one. But I'm going to take the Bills up and over a touchdown. I don't know if I'll get to the Bills straight up. My hope is that I will have the Bills plus 8 and then the under, of course, if the Panthers can cover this number, and I won't have to worry about taking a Bills money line or a Bills plus 2 in this spot, because I'll just be hopefully sitting with the plus 8. That's kind of the way I like to approach my teasers, is one of the legs is a little bit later in the day, so I can kind of have a bet on it as long as the first team covers. Yeah. My line for this game is a pick 'em. I'm not a big Bengals guy. They have looked a little bit better as of late, but they're coming in off of that game against the San Francisco 49ers. The Bills are coming in on a little bit of a they didn't have the full bye week, obviously, but they played last Thursday, so they had a semi-bye week. They had full 10 days to prepare for this matchup here. Obviously, if you remember last year, this matchup was the DeMar Hamlin game, and then it wasn't finished. So it could be interesting to see them finish the game this year, hopefully. But I'm going to take the Bills up and over that touchdown there at plus 8 to conclude this teaser.
Yeah, the Bengals, I think the thing about the Bengals is a lot of people discount the injury factor that went in preseason to, Joey Burrow here. And he's back. He's looking good. He's not only is he looking good, but he's confidently handled just about everybody in front of him, with the exception of that, Tennessee Titans game that they lost. That was kind of the spark that changed the game around for these boys here. They went out there, they whooped up Arizona on the road 34-20. They handled Seattle at home 17-13, and then they went into San Fran and they whooped up on that reeling 49ers team. But I like the number. I think the 8. I think it's a shootout here. I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets to 70. So we talked about some adjusted spreads already this week. I think this is a game where, the pace that Hamlin game, the Bills were getting smacked early, and it's kind of discounted because of everything that happened. I get it. I totally can appreciate that situation. But if you recall the situation, Cincinnati drove down the field and scored. Buffalo was lucky to get, I think, a field goal. Then Cincinnati was coming down the field and looking to strike again. And then obviously what happened. So, Bills are looking for revenge in more way than one here. I think it's a motivated team trying to get the monkey off their back as far as kind of their win some, lose some type of season. I like them over the touchdown. I think it's going to be a first to 40 type of game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a 40-38 with 78 points on that total. So I expect it to be a shootout, and it's going to be a fun game. Finally, we're going to get ourselves a prime time game that we deserve. And my curiosity is going to be, do you go to the under on the Sunday night prime time spot, knowing it's the Bills and the Bengals?
Absolutely. 49 and a half. Absolutely. Especially when we've been on these, especially when in these primetime games, what have we been seeing in the last few weeks? 43 and a half, 44, 45 and a half, 46. We're not getting these type of totals for primetime games because the books are too scared to put them up. So I think that the books will be fine putting up the number because everybody's going to think Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, points. The Bills defense, I think, will be fine. And the Bengals defense has improved over the last few weeks. So, and I think this is a decent buy low spot on the Bills. They didn't lose last week, but they didn't cover again. But they're a dog this time. So I think this could be a decent buy low spot on the Bills, maybe a sell high spot on the Bengals, who have looked good over the last few weeks. So I think that could be a potential there. But we'll head over to the chat one last time, and then we will head on out. Let's see where we leave off.
4-2 Buffalo, by the way. 4-2 Sabres.
Yeah, that's not what I want to see there. I had the Flyers, which lost there, but teaser time. Yeah. Tease us how? Oh, we know how to tease, right?
That just looked wrong.
Oh. Oops. Yeah. Wrong site. Well, for other teasing, you kind of want it on incognito mode, but I'll move on. TNT Tage Thompson, good for you, Tim. Yeah. Saints Browns teaser thoughts. That's interesting. A Saints Browns teaser. Those are two pretty decent sized favorites. It's going to be Clayton Tune for the Arizona Cardinals this week with them trading Dobbs, and the other one it's Saints and then Browns or the.
They said Deshaun Watson's practicing this week.
And the Bears. I kind of think the Bears at 8 points. Who are the Saints to be laying 8 points? By the way,
yeah, I agree with that too. I don't know who the hell the Saints are. I don't know who's. I like what's his name, Badgett. He's he was able to
Badgett.
So I don't know. That's a tough one there. I could see that being. It doesn't matter what side of the teaser you play, you win either way. You buy it down, you buy it up. It's going to be a victory either way. I like taking those points off the board. Those points just seemed a little out of whack to me, at least at first glance. We'll see how we look later in the week.
Yep. Good night, Munchie on the bill. Looking at the Bills. What's good, Wine Time Sports? What's good, Dave? And then Tim saying 5-2. Good job. He was decent. Yep. Yeah.
There goes
Bears won't score. Then you play an under. But Bears are playing to the over this year, so. But that is the all the games we're going to go over. Quick little recap, and then we'll head on out. Mike, your 3 plays for today or for this week.
You got it. 3 plays, 30 minutes each of us here. New England -3. I got the UAB Blazers +1.5. I got New England -3, and then I got that teaser. I went with the Atlanta Falcons at +1.5, and I got Tennessee Titans at +8.5 to lock us down for the NFL teaser. Normally I'm a college football teaser guy. This week I'm going to the NFL. Let's get that cash.
Yep, and for me, I'm rocking with the Fairy Roosters here of the Chanticleers, -1. We're rocking with the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line, and then for our teaser, we're getting the Panthers up and over a touchdown, and we're doing the same thing with the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night. But that is everything for today's slate. Yes. I actually won an NBA play. Imagine that. I won an NBA play. I had the Raptors +5 and the money line. So the nice little outright winner there with the Raptors. And the Flyers do stink. Remind me that next time I want to bet the freaking Flyers. But that's beyond the point. That is everything for this show. Any last words before we head on out?
No, man. I appreciate everybody dropping by, showing the support for us here. Make sure you guys like this YouTube video. Throw your comments in the chat on the YouTube video. Let's take a look at what everybody likes out here. We'll give you our looks, but we love to hear what you guys have in play as well. We'll talk about them on the various shows throughout the weekend. So again, appreciate everybody. Smash that like, retweet. Let them know we're out here giving you guys these early plays to PimpSlap. And I think Nick and I are getting to the window this week on all of them. So let's go get that cash.
All right. That's going to do it for this one. We'll meet you guys same time, same place next week with some more early plays to PimpSlap. Good luck, guys.